Welcome! Today I'm looking at another very affordable product by VicTsing. In this case at the VicTsing T6 laser gaming mouse. Well, actually the manufacturer is Eastern Times Tech, but I'm gonna call it VicTsing nonetheless. This could turn out to be a real interesting mouse as it comes in at a very attractive price of only 20 euros on Amazon that are about 23 US dollars. Even less if you decide to use the discount code in the video description. Although not marketed as an RGB product, I'll spoil you and will confirm right away, it does come with RGB lighting. So thanks a lot to VicTsing for sending me this gaming mouse for the review. In the packaging, the mouse itself, the small driver CD, and last but not least, the manual. The VicTsing T6 sports a very gaming-oriented look, but that I mean the type of design many gamers find appealing. Although that usually means I don't like it so much, when it comes to mice I don't care as much, since it all comes down to comfort and performance in the end. What came a bit unexpected to me was the actual size of the mouse. As you may have noticed from the many videos I've uploaded, my hands cannot really be considered big at all. But even to me, this mouse makes a fairly small impression. But I certainly have no problem reaching all the buttons, so it's all still pretty comfortable to me. Just a bit of a warning to those of you with bigger hands though. As for materials, glossy plastic is used here to enhance grip. We're getting some texturized plastic on the sides, and finally at the top we get very soft rubber coating. As you can see, there are quite a few LEDs on here, above average actually. A nice logo at the back here, these arrow-shaped ones on the left and right, the scrolling wheel lights up as well, and last but not least, hidden underneath where the sensor sits, we get some lighting too. In the software, which by the way can only be found on the included CD as far as I know, we have lots of options to choose from when it comes to colors and lighting effects. In fact, at just $23, quite surprising, we get RGB LED lighting here. The colors are fully user-definable and the LED quality seems pretty good. Bright, no choppy fade in and outs, all in all good LEDs. Additionally, neat effects such as steady, breathe, blink, neon, which is spectrum cycling, with their subsettings like brightness, speed, frequency and times, really make up for a very impressive illumination, specifically for a mouse again costing only $23. On the left the usual back and forward buttons, and on the top the DPI switch that switches between 5 different preset DPI levels on default. However, all the 6 buttons are reprogrammable in this software. For a relatively cheap mouse, the left and right buttons don't feel too bad actually, to my surprise. The rated lifespan of these switches is around the 5 million mark. The scrolling wheel in my opinion has the perfect resistance to it and is nicely rubberized. Unfortunately, it is unknown to me which model of a sensor we're looking at here. All I know is it's a laser sensor that supports a range of 400 to all the way up to 6400 dpi. The polling rate goes from 125 to only 250 Hz at max however, and the tracking speed of only 30 IPS is not very fast. The max acceleration is at 10G here. In total, 5 profiles can be saved onto the onboard memory, and of course there's no weight adjustment system whatsoever present, which is totally fine at such a low price, and besides the weight feels just right to me. On the bottom, 5 high quality mouse feet that make smooth movements possible, and one thing I'm not so sure about is this little mode switch. Even in the software there are 3 modes in total, but honestly I have no idea what these do. There's no word said about it in the manual. The USB cable is 1.8 meters long and is nicely braided. The software is easy to use and comes with decent customization options, even though some are limited spec-wise. As you can see, recording macros also is an option here. So when it comes to comfort, especially after getting used to the mouse, I have to say it did impress me. It does feel like a much more expensive mouse, but I personally am not really a fan of the, to me, unknown sensor. Don't get me wrong, the precision's definitely there. The main thing that probably bothers me is the lift-off distance. I tend to frequently lift my mouse, and by doing so, only very minimally, the sensor does pick that up and makes the mouse pointer travel into an undesired direction. Another thing that bothers me personally is that there's no way to go for a more specific DPI value, since changes can only be made in fairly big increments. I'd like to go for 1900 DPI, instead I either have to live with 1600 or 2000. Not a big deal maybe, but it's worth of pointing out. But other than that, considering the price of $23, the VicTsing T6 is a really decent gaming mouse that mainly impresses with its good ergonomics and RGB LED lighting. So is this mouse perfect? No, it's not, but compared to the price, well, the price-performance ratio for sure is very good here, and at only $23, I believe we can forgive the flaws this T6 comes with. So with that said, I can definitely recommend the VicTsing T6 for those looking for a cheap, affordable gaming mouse. Clearly, it's getting my silver award. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and visit my website to sometimes see videos there earlier.